officially 1 week from the release of Star Wars The Force Awakens, and I can't be more excited for this movie. Anybody that's new to my channel, I bleed Star Wars. The very first movie that I have memories of is Star Wars. I think it was my first movie that I ever saw. So this is going to kick off a series of videos. This is my speculation video. And then next week I will be doing a reaction video, not a review. I'm going to see the 7:30 showing on Thursday, and right after I see that, I'm going to come back and do a video. It'll be my initial geek-filled reaction video. I'm going to let it sink in, watch the movie a couple more times. Then a couple days after that, I will do my complete review of the movie, spoiler-free. And then a couple days after that, I will do my spoiler review of the movie. So here we go. This video is all about speculation. I'm going to tell you guys how I think The Force Awakens is going to go, give you a couple of my theories on the characters, and a couple other thoughts of other rumors that are out there as well. Now, all this speculation is based on what I've seen from the trailers, TV spots, what I've read online from other reviewers. So, and first off, I want to talk about the characters, and I want to start off with Finn. What we know about him is he's a rogue stormtrooper that has seen a lot of things that he doesn't agree with, and he goes on the run. And Finn is one of the characters that we only get his first name. We don't get his last name. Maybe because he doesn't have a last name, maybe the stormtroopers only go by their first name. He doesn't need one. Maybe he's one of the characters they want to hide his lineage. There are a couple of rumors out there that he might be Lando's kid, or he might be the kid of Mace Windu, who's mysteriously still alive. I don't think that's the case. I hate it when they shrink the Star Wars universe. The Star Wars universe is so vast, especially with all these new movies coming out with anthology films, or what they're calling Star Wars stories now. I really wish they would just go back to anthology. I really like that one, but whatever. With all the other movies coming out, the universe is just getting bigger and bigger. And when they make characters the sons or daughters of other characters we've seen before, it shrinks the universe down. It makes it seem like the universe is very small. And I don't want to see Finn be Lando's kid or Mace Windu's kid. Would it be cool if he turns out to be Mace Windu's kid? Sure, but I just can't think of a reason why he would be with the First Order when he's one of the good guys' kids. I can't come up with a scenario where that would happen. And then there's another rumor going around that he's Zar Leonos' grandson. For those of you who don't know, Zar Leonos is a character that showed up in Star Wars Rebels. It's an animated series on Disney XD. If you haven't seen it, go out and watch this thing. It's amazing. And from the little you get from him in this episode, you kind of see that he's a little bit force sensitive, and he gets taken in by one of the Inquisitors, and that would explain why Finn is in the First Order, because he's, from one of the trailers, you hear him in his voiceover saying he was raised to do one thing. Now that would make sense if he's a descendant of Leonis, because that means he's been in the Empire his entire life, and then the Empire sort of morphs into the First Order. And having him be Leonis' grandson would again introduce us to new characters. I think him and Poe Dameron are the two completely new characters in this series. I don't think Poe and Finn are going to be sort of lineage of famous characters that we've already seen in the saga. Another thing that I want to touch on about Finn is he has Luke's old lightsaber, which is also Anakin's old lightsaber, and you see it in the trailers, the TV spots, and in the poster, and I think he's going to get it from Maz Kanata. There's one TV spot where Finn strikes the lightsaber, and you see her in the background, and I think that's where he's going to get the lightsaber from. And I'm going to kind of take my comments back from when I reviewed the trailer. I thought that he's never wielded a lightsaber before in his life, but from the trailer and the TV spots, he clearly knows how to handle a saber. Now, is that because he was trained to handle a weapon like that? Because you see it in one of the TV spots, he's fighting a stormtrooper that has a weapon that can fight a lightsaber, and I'm wondering if stormtroopers in this saga are trained to fight Jedi. I think there's a report that went out not too long ago that the First Order uses Luke Skywalker as propaganda for the First Order to say, this is our ultimate enemy. Like, Luke is this giant villain against the Empire who was a key player in bringing down the Empire, and he was a Jedi, and I think that he's used to show that Jedi are the biggest enemy you can ever come across, and they train the stormtroopers to be able to fight Jedi. And I think that's cool, because the last trilogy, stormtroopers couldn't hit anything. They couldn't shoot. I really want to see stormtroopers sort of step up a little bit in this movie and be better shots. I don't think they're going to be like amazing shots, but I think they'll definitely be better shots in this movie. Now we come to the main villain of this movie with Kylo Ren. Now, we know that he is obsessed with Darth Vader. We see that in the trailer. You see him talking to the burnt helmet of Vader, saying that he's going to finish what he started. Now, why is he obsessed with Darth Vader? There's a couple theories going around that he might be related to Darth Vader. He might be the grandson of Darth Vader. A little bit more on that later, but I think he is obsessed with the dark side of the Force, and through his obsession of the dark side, he learns about this Sith Lord named Darth Vader, and he just idolizes him. And I think it has to do more with his obsession with the dark side of the Force, rather than him being related to him, even though that might have a little bit to do with it. There's a report that he said that he is a member of the Knights of Ren, and that brings up even more questions. Who are the Knights of Ren? Some people are saying that they're the new Sith Order. You know, Sidious and Vader are now dead. Knights of Ren sort of rise up together as the new Sith Order. I don't think that's the case. There's this one shot in the trailer of all what we assume is the Knights of Ren standing with Kylo Ren, and he's the only one holding a lightsaber. I don't think these are a bunch of Sith Lords. I think these are just a bunch of really good fighters that Kylo has become a member of. Now, who's the leader of the Knights of Ren? I would argue that Supreme Leader Snoke is the leader of the Knights of Ren. And that leads me to who Supreme Leader Snoke is. Now, a lot of people think that Supreme Leader Snoke is Darth Plagueis. I think he is. I think that Supreme Leader Snoke is Darth Plagueis. And I think he's doing a lot of what Sidious did behind the scenes, and pulling strings and manipulating people. And I think he's going to be a very key player in the movies to come with 8 and 9. And I think he's going to be, ultimately, he's going to be the big guy that they're going to have to take down. And now we come to the main character with Rey. Again, Rey is another one of those characters who doesn't have a last name. This one, I think it's because we don't know what her lineage is. But what do we know about her? We know that she is a scavenger on the planet Jakku that is waiting for her family. And I say this because there are trailers and TV spots of her talking to BB-8 apparently that says, oh, I'm waiting for my family. I know all about waiting. And of course, there's that big rumor out there that she is a Skywalker. Whether that means she's a daughter of Han Solo and Leia, or she's the daughter of Luke Skywalker. Personally, I think she is the daughter of Luke Skywalker. It makes more sense. It makes for a more interesting storyline. You can go in more directions story-wise if she's the daughter of Luke, because it brings up more questions. Well, where's Luke? Why did he leave her on this desert planet? And the even bigger question is, who's her mother? Where did she go? Why isn't she with her? And I think it would make more sense for her to be the daughter of Luke, because you see her in the trailer with Han and you don't get any vibes of Han treating her like a daughter, or her knowing that Han is her father. And with her being a Skywalker, that leads to another rumor of her and Kylo Ren being related. There are rumors that they are brother and sister, or they're more likely cousins. I don't think they're siblings. I don't think that Rey and Kylo Ren are brother and sister. I think that they're cousins. I think that Kylo Ren is the son of Han and Leia, and he knows it. I think that he knows about his lineage. That's why he's so obsessed with Darth Vader. I think that he knows Rey is related to him. I think that Rey does not know her lineage, and I think it's for her own safety. I think it's a lot like Luke not knowing he's the son of Darth Vader to protect him, and I think she is put on this desert planet to protect her from the darker side of the Force. Which brings me to this topic on where the is Luke Skywalker. We have not seen anything of Luke Skywalker. We have not seen him in any posters. We might have seen him in the teaser with him and R2-D2 in front of that campfire. And there's a couple of rumors going around. And let's just shoot down this rumor right away. Luke Skywalker is not Kylo Ren. They are two separate characters. I have no idea why people will still think this. And it would just be so completely stupid for Luke Skywalker to be the bad guy in this trilogy. It might be a fun twist, but I don't think they'll do that. J.J. Abrams is much smarter than that, and it wouldn't make sense for Luke to be the bad guy. So let's just end that right there. And another rumor going around is that Luke is dead during this movie. Now, I don't think that's the case. I'm going to talk about this a little later, but I don't think Luke is dead in this movie. I think that Luke is in hiding. I think after seeing what Palpatine and Vader did to the galaxy with the dark side of the Force, I think he completely realizes what people are capable of when they are tapped into the Force. And I think for the greater good, he's like, look, for the safety of the galaxy, I'm going to let the Force die with me. And I think he's just going to go off and let everybody forget about the Force and let the Force and let his knowledge of the Force die with him. And that would make sense because in the trailer, Jedi and the Force are kind of like myth now and nobody knows about it. And along the way, he has a daughter named Rey, whose mother we have no idea who she is. And to protect her, he drops her off on Jakku and just goes off in hiding. And I think that's where he is. And I think when the First Order becomes a little bit more threatening, Han and Rey and Finn go on the search for him. I think that's what this movie is. And I think that's why we haven't seen much of Luke. I think we're not going to get to see Luke until at least the third act of this film. I'm going to be very disappointed if we only get to see Luke for 10 minutes of the film. I don't think that's going to happen. I want to see more Luke. What the geek in me wants to happen is Han, Chewie, Rey, and Finn get into this big situation where it looks like they're not going to get out of, and then Luke Skywalker comes to the rescue as this experienced Jedi and just saves all of them. That's what the geek in me wants. Whether that's going to happen, we're going to have to wait and see. But then a lot of you are like, well, why doesn't just Luke just kill himself so let the Force die with him? I think Luke is much smarter than that. I think he goes off into hiding, leaving his daughter on a desert planet, much like he did when he grew up. And if he's needed, they can go and get him. I think that's why he's in hiding, and that's why he doesn't kill himself. I think it's just stupid. Why would he do that? Shame on you for thinking that. And speaking of original characters dying off, that leads us to these next rumors of who is not going to make it out of this film, original characters-wise. It's bound to happen, sadly enough, because this movie is a passing of the torch to new characters. The original characters of Luke, Leia, and Han have special places in all of our hearts, but it has to happen. These characters are going to eventually die in this trilogy. Now, who is going to make it out of this film? First, I think Leia is completely safe. I do not think that Leia is going to die in this film. She's completely safe, which leads us to Luke and Han. A lot of people are thinking that Han is not going to make it out of this film. I think he is. I think he's safe for this one at least. I think we will see him in episode 8. I think Luke is going to die in this film. And that sucks. From the very little we're going to see of him in this film, he's going to die. I think so. Because if you look at each of the trilogies prior to this one, the wise Jedi Master Mentor dies. You see this in episode 1 with Qui-Gon Jinn. He is even though there are other Jedi, he is the main mentor for Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace, and he gets killed. You look at episode 4. Obi-Wan Kenobi has become an older Jedi, and he's a mentor to Luke Skywalker. He dies in episode 4. We do get to see him later on as a Force ghost, and I think that's what's going to happen to Luke Skywalker. Do I want that to happen? No, of course not. I don't want Luke. I don't want any of my heroes to die. I love my Star Wars heroes. And Mark Hamill has already confirmed that he is in episode 8, so that would sort of back up that he's a Force ghost. But that's also evidence that he won't die in this movie. But again, this video is all speculation. Everything that I've said so far in this video is just me speculating of how this movie is going to go. If you're looking to start a website and you don't have a domain name, domain.com is a great place to go to find a .com, a .net, and now they have .club. And if your name's already taken, they have plenty of tools to find the right domain name for you. And I can save you a little bit of money too if you go to the link here and use the coupon code AFFNEW at checkout. You can save 15% on your new domain. And remember, when you think domain names, think domain.com. So those are all my thoughts on Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now it's your turn. What do you guys think is going to happen in Star Wars The Force Awakens? Who do you think Rey is? Who do you think Finn is? Who do you think Kylo Ren is? Leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts. Please hit that like button below and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and see more videos. Bye, Andrew.